Today, we're going to be talking about exactly what you need to do to boost your energy levels, because without energy, we can get nothing done. We can't get our work done. We don't have enough energy for other things such as family time, workouts, meal prep. So this is really that first step, is trying to get that energy on point so that we can get everything else done. Now, I boiled it down to 5 things, and there probably are more, but these are just my top 5. So first and foremost, when it comes to any endeavor in trying to improve your life, sleep comes first. Ideally, 7 to 9 hours would be best. And when it comes to sleep, there are a lot of factors involved, because sleep is probably that one thing that most people have a lot of trouble with, whether that be because they can't get away from the electronics, whether they have something waking them up. I'm looking at you, Bella, my cat that is somewhere around here, who has been nipping and biting at like 3 a.m. and waking me and my girlfriend up. Or if you have little kids that like barge in, a lot of things can go wrong with sleep. But here's a couple of things that do help out improve the quantity and the quality of your sleep. First would be workouts. You got to make yourself tired, because even though there are those days where you do a ton of work, whether it be on the computer or you do a lot of meetings and things like that, and you physically feel drained, your body is not, it's still not at that place where it's ready for rest. You feel dead, but you're physically not there, and you haven't really given your body a reason to want to sleep. And especially if your brain is still going at 100 miles an hour, it's that much harder. So doing a workout can, 1, clear your head, and 2, make you tired enough. Another big one that a lot of people miss out on because they work in an office or just in a building and they really don't get out much is sunlight. 10 to 30 minutes a day, that's all you really need to get that kick of vitamin D and to give your body that exposure that it needs to the sun to feel tired later in the day. And then last but not least is your environment. So when you are going to sleep, are you on your phone? Are you watching television? Are there a bunch of little lights around your bedroom? Is it noisy outside? Do you have blackout curtains? All these things can help a lot. So taking a little bit of black duct tape and putting it over all those little tiny lights that catch your eye at night is a big, big help. Getting blackout curtains, getting some earplugs if you need them. If you do have a real sleep apnea condition, going for a sleep study and being seen by a doctor can help out tremendously. Like night and day difference. You might end up with like a CPAP or something like that, like clunky and stuff, but that stuff is worth its weight in gold. As much as an annoyance as it looks like, when you get your sleep right, everything else gets better. So if you haven't already and you think that you might have issues with sleeping or staying asleep, definitely get a sleep study or something like that. Can be worth it. And then number 2 is nutrition. When I'm talking about nutrition, I'm mostly going in the direction of getting mostly whole foods. And what I mean by whole foods is the single ingredient stuff, the things that you can find on the perimeter of the grocery store, the stuff that is not prepackaged. It doesn't have a laundry list of ingredients, because when you get the whole foods being the primary source of all of your nutrients, those have much more bang for their buck, especially in the micronutrient category. All the vitamins, the minerals, the good stuff that doesn't get weeded out during the processing. That stuff will provide you with a lot of energy, because if you're deficient, that can drain you of energy, because now your body has to work things around and make up for the fact that you are deficient in something. So this could also mean going to your doctor to get like a blood test done just to make sure that you're not. And if you need to supplement, that could be a good thing that could help. Like vitamin D, for example, if you can't get enough sunlight and your doctor comes back with the blood test and says you're low, supplementing a little bit of vitamin D would help tremendously. Now, back to the nutrition. If you, on top of that, increase the amount of other nutrients that you're getting, that will help tremendously. And another thing in general would be enough calories. A lot of people are forever dieting during the week, binging on the weekend, and they wonder why their energy is complete crap. Because the whole week you're starving yourself to the point where you don't even have enough calories to sustain yourself throughout the day, so you're dragging ass, and then you get to the weekend and it's a splurge, which now you're not getting just the right amount where you're functioning at 100%. You're going overboard, which can then lead to being lethargic, feeling like crap, and then you're rolling that into Monday and Tuesday, going back to starving yourself, and then we repeat the process all over again. So getting a steady stream of just enough calories, like if your goal is to lose weight, getting as many as you possibly can while still losing weight is ideal. If you're not trying to lose weight and you're trying to maintain where you're at, getting that right amount where you're staying consistent Monday through Sunday, not low in the week, higher on the weekend, steady stream, keeping your weight where it's at, that would be ideal. Or if you're trying to gain weight, just putting yourself in a slight surplus, not getting into that lethargic, really like stuffed, bloated feeling all the time. Just a tad over will provide as many calories as you need to build that extra muscle, whatever you're trying to do. And then number 3, this is a big one. I might even put it in front of the proper nutrition because this one's really tough to get anything done without, and that's hydration. If you're dehydrated, you already know you're going to be tired. Like anybody who's ever played a sport, you know that feeling when you're dying to get a drink of water and you're performing really horribly or not even close to what you're capable of. That the same rules apply. Now, you might not be in the middle of a sports game or anything like that, but throughout your day, if you're dehydrated, your brain is not functioning optimally. Your body as a whole is not functioning optimally because your cells are not hydrated. So getting enough water throughout the day really, really does help. And electrolytes on top of that help a ton too. So if you're doing like a low carb diet, or if you're just not getting that many whole grains or fruits and vegetables in general, being low on the electrolytes and being dehydrated is setting yourself up for failure. That's very, very easy to suck all your energy. So if you get the right amount of water, you like maybe even supplement with something like Noon tablets or anything that's not Gatorade, because Gatorade is literally just sugar in a drink. But something that provides you with like the full spectrum of sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, like Noon tablets, or there's probably other stuff out there. But if you want to check it out, this isn't a sponsored ad. I wish. They're a big company. But anyway, it's NUUN tablets. They're at like Whole Foods and Amazon. Pretty easy to find. Those are the best ones, and they provide a little bit of flavor for those people. Like, let's say you're that type of person that really loves their diet drinks, or just like needs a ton of sweetness. That stuff can help, because even though we don't want to get addicted to sweetness and that taste on our tongue, this can provide you with just enough of a hit of it so that you're enjoying your drink if you're not a big fan of plain water. But when you figure that out, ideally we want to get somewhere in the ballpark of half your body weight in ounces of water. So myself, 200 pounds, I would need about 100 ounces of water. And then if you're trying to be even better about it, when you get to that point, on the days that you are working out and lifting weights, going for a run, doing an extra long walk, going for a hike, anything where you're really sweating, add another bottle of water to that. And that would put you in the best position possible. What's next? We got, next would be stress management. This one is a big, because when I say stress management, immediately the eyes start rolling. What does a 29-year-old kid know about stress? I mean, God, what I would give to go back to being 29. And I get it. I am nowhere near a lot of the people that are listening right now as far as life concerns when it comes to taking care of kids, taking care of their parents, possibly the work stresses that come with elevated promotions and titles that you just don't experience at the point I'm at. But there are some tips that I've used with clients in previous years that have worked very, very well. And there's simple stuff that you can do, like little added stressors that you don't even really think about, that do provide a lot of stress in your life, that when you get rid of them, they can produce a lot of benefit. So first and foremost is doing a detox of not just like the digital detox at night where you get rid of the phone, which can help tremendously, but going through and really getting rid of news outlets or just accounts in general that don't make you feel really good about yourself or that stress you out. whether that is the news or fitness stuff or certain triggers that you have that really get your blood boiling, and getting rid of them when, like, if you wanted to look them up, you can still do that. Like, you can go out of your way, but don't make it so easy to pop up on your feed, because that stuff repeatedly, that exposure really eats at you a little bit. So I would highly recommend go through your Instagram, your Twitter, your TikTok feed, and if you have any of those accounts that really get your blood boiling, get rid of them. And if you do like those accounts, take a hard look at why, and then make that call. And if you do like them, at least like limit your access to, like, don't make them your favorites. Don't limit how much you like their stuff, because the algorithm will pick up on that and give you less of it. So that would be the best source of info I got for you. And if it's like the television, like when you go on at night or in the morning, I would say limit yourself to 30 to 60 minutes per day if you're going to catch up on the news, because let's be honest, news is disaster porn. That's all it is. They want you to think the world is ending every single day. They want you to think that the other political party wants you dead or wants to take all of your money, and they are just trying to drive your emotions through the roof, and they succeed. So don't let them succeed. We know, this stuff gets me flustered, because when you take a minute and you just sit with your thoughts, if you're alone or you go out for a walk, take a deep breath and think, nothing bad is happening to me right now. There is no reason for me to be anxious about stuff that I cannot control. There's no reason for me to feel guilty or horrible about what's going on right now if I have no control over the situation. And doing that and getting away from the news is a weight that is lifted, and it feels so, so good. So if nothing else out of this podcast, that would probably be the big one. Another thing that can help with stress relief is getting all your thoughts out and putting them on paper. Now, I just started the habit of journaling, and I gotta say, it feels pretty good, especially if you don't necessarily have the relationship with your friends or like family where you get really deep into your feelings and you don't really want to go down that path. Putting it on paper and keeping it to yourself, having a little diary, goes a long way, because then you can actually reflect on your thoughts. You're not just trying to balance them all in your head and take them, like, negative emotions hitting you one way, positive emotions hitting you the other, and you're in this never-ending cycle of like, I'm not sure how I feel about certain things. So put it down on paper, and if you have things that you're trying to remember for the next day, make a list, put it down on paper again. And doing that, I call it a brain dump or journaling before bed, starting your day. It really, really helps. So definitely worth a try, maybe tonight or right after this podcast. If you want to do like a morning journal entry, just checking in saying, all right, I'm feeling good today. I just finished a podcast. I think I'm going to try this today and this week, and get the ball rolling. Can help a ton. And last but not least, this is one of my favorite practical applications, that is caffeine breaks. Now, when it comes to our daily lives and what we're expected to produce from a work standpoint, it's almost damn near impossible to do it without a little caffeinated help. And I know there are some people that are able to do it without, and to them, I applaud them. They are gods. They are mythical creatures that I hope to one day achieve that. But right now, that ain't me. And if you're listening, chances are that ain't you either. So we need the caffeine. Now, you can go the route of trying to reduce it completely and eliminate it out of your life and get the natural energy boost from everything that we talked about. That is a route. Now, let's say you do like your caffeine. You like that little bit of kick of energy in the morning, and it's part of your routine. Every once in a while, I like to do it 2, maybe 3 times a year. Take a week and eliminate it completely. And what this does is it resensitizes your body to the caffeine, because caffeine is a drug. It's like anything else. If you ingest it over and over and over again, the effects become less and less and less, and your tolerance goes up and up and up. So when you cut out that caffeine, and all of a sudden your body is not used to it. Everything kind of goes back to the way it was pre-caffeine, and it only takes 5 to 7 days. So you do that, and then you go back to the caffeine, and I would suggest not going all in the second that you go back to it. So let's say you were doing Bang energy drink, which is one of my favorites. A Bang energy drink has 300 milligrams of caffeine. Let's say you take the week off, and then boom, on Monday you have your Bang energy. You're going to be lit up. You're going to be like the freaking Energizer bunny, possibly to the point where you feel anxiety and you don't feel too good and you're getting that nausea feeling, which means you had overdone it. Now, what barely got you through the morning at one point is now lighting you up and making it impossible to sleep. So when you get back to caffeine, start at like half or a quarter of what you were using before. And then now you're saving money because you don't have to buy as many energy drinks or coffees or anything like that. And you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. So caffeine breaks can help tremendously. That being said, I hope that out of these 5 tips, you got at least one that you want to try. Just do one. I mean, it's very tempting to want to do it all because you're like, I want to get all of this energy, but pump the brakes. Pick one thing that I talked about. Okay. We're going to wrap it all up here. We got sleep. So when it comes to sleep, that could be getting a workout in during the day, getting that 10 to 30 minutes of sunlight, or nutrition. Try and improve it by making most of your foods whole foods. Hydration. Get that water, like have it within arm's reach all day. That's probably the easiest one to start on, would be the water. Just have water within arm's reach of you at all times, and it makes it a whole lot easier to achieve that goal. Stress management. If you want, start that 30 to 60 minute timer and allow yourself that for the news, or do a feed cleanse. That's the only cleanse I'll promote, is a social media cleanse. Get rid of all those accounts that just don't make you feel good, that raise your emotions and get you all pissed off and bothered. Or take this week and do your caffeine break. Knock it out 5-7 days, and then boom, feel that energy kick that starting Monday, because this is out on Monday. So yeah, start the break today, and then a week from today, you'll be lit up like the freaking Energizer bunny. And then let me know how you like it. So give it a go, and we'll go from there. Thank you so much for listening in. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your week. See you later.